Indian space tech startups get a boost after the recent success of ISRO. Between 2014 and 2023, more than 150 space tech startups received $255 million plus in funding, according to a recent report. India has entered into an era of rapid scientific progress and development. With India's latest space missions, the world has entered into the space race 2.0. The modest journey that began in 1963 is now breaking boundaries and setting new frontiers in space tech. From successfully entering the Martian orbit in its first attempt to launching its lander on the south pole of the moon to sending Aditya L1 on the solar mission, India has truly launched itself as a space tech giant. India's latest space achievements have given a boost to the space startup sector. While it is true that the space tech sector was achieving significant funding before ISRO's successful missions, the sector received a boost after India's recent space odyssey. The government and ISRO have been formulating policies to support startups in the space technology sector. On the one hand, ISRO is assisting private companies in expanding their launch capabilities, while on the other hand, in the sensing sector, a growing number of startups are developing advanced analytics. This is intensifying stakeholders' interest in the ecosystem. Since India's independence in 1947, its leaders have focused on scientific and technological developments. While a certain group of socio-economic experts expressed dissatisfaction over India's interest in science and technology, others were hopeful of a bright future. The far-sightedness of the leaders and the scientific community of the time propelled India to become one of the most technologically progressive countries in the world today. Inspired by India's progress, various stakeholders are investing in space tech startups. Among space tech startups that have quickly made a name for themselves are Skyroot and Pixel. While Skyroot launched its first rocket into space in 2022, Pixel went on to deploy India's first private satellite. Space tech startups are seizing every opportunity to get into the thick of things. From pioneering ways to reuse parts of launches to finding cost-effective ways to send satellites, the Indian space tech startup sector is achieving unimaginable progress. Even though the space tech startups in the country are fairly nascent, we are extremely bullish about the opportunities in the coming few years. How did you find this information? Please mention this in the comments section. We would also like to know the kind of content you want to watch, and we will try to create it for you. For more news and updates, follow Airr News.